Even Peppa Pig has its share of funny little mistakes. Isn't that delightful? In this video, the focus is on some of these amusing moments. The episode where Peppa is working on her school project, building a castle, is filled with fun and surprises. It all begins with the family's table, which is covered in a variety of crafting supplies, pens, papers, and pencils of all colors. And of course, there's a box of crayons adding even more excitement. Alongside the crayons, there are colorful straws, bright sheets of paper, and additional colored pencils. The table is a vibrant display of creativity. But something curious happens when Peppa answers a call from Susie. All the materials on that side of the table vanish as if by magic, leaving only the crayon box behind. Isn't that amusing? Speaking of the crayon box, at first there are 3 crayons inside it and another 3 scattered across the table. However, after Peppa answers Susie's call again, those 3 crayons that were sitting on the table disappear without a trace. And the funniest part? Suddenly, there are now 4 crayon sticks on the floor, and another 3 by the kitchen sink, right next to Daddy Pig's head. How did that happen? And if that wasn't odd enough, the kitchen sink, which had been clearly placed near the window earlier, also disappears. Maybe it wandered off to build its own castle. Guess what happens in the episode called George's Friends? It's so funny and a bit confusing. There's a silly mix-up with the sand buckets that George and his friend are playing with. So George and his friend are having lots of fun with their sand buckets. They're playing right next to them and everything looks perfect. But then, oh dear, Peppa gets a bit involved in a little argument to defend her brother. Look over here! When the scene zooms out again, something really strange happens. The 2 sand buckets that were right there with the children suddenly disappear. It's like they've magically vanished. It's like the sand buckets decided to go on their own little adventure while everyone was busy. This one's really funny. In the episode, Goldie the Fish, the family is concerned about their pet fish, Goldie, who hasn't been eating and seems very unhappy. Mummy Pig, George, and Peppa decide to take Goldie to Dr. Hamster, the vet. The visit is filled with excitement, and Dr. Hamster is so kind as she examines Goldie. Soon enough, Goldie is feeling better, and the family heads back home. But when they arrive, something odd happens. Daddy Pig has just come back from work, looking professional in his white shirt and tie. But in the very next scene, without explanation, Daddy Pig is suddenly in his cozy home clothes with no shirt or tie in sight. It's as if by magic. His work outfit disappeared and was replaced with something more comfortable. In the eye test episode, Peppa goes to Daddy Pony's clinic to get her eyes checked. It's such an important visit to make sure her eyesight is healthy. As Daddy Pony begins the test, Peppa notices the shelves behind her filled with glasses of different shapes and sizes. However, something silly happens. Right behind her, there is a green pair of glasses with round frames. But in the next scene, as Daddy Pony continues the test, those same glasses have somehow changed into purple ones with square frames. It's as though the animators forgot what color and shape the glasses were supposed to be. What a funny little mix-up. And finally, in Chloe's puppet show episode, there's an amusing detail in Chloe's room. A cuddly stuffed panda bear sits on her bed, looking soft and snuggly, and at the foot of the bed, there's a bright, bouncy ball. But as Peppa and her friends get busy painting their dolls and puppets, something strange occurs. The stuffed panda and the ball disappear without a trace. Isn't that a funny little mystery? That adds an extra layer of fun to the episode. These small, funny moments are what make Peppa Pig episodes so enjoyable to watch. So stay tuned, because we'll be back with more fun discoveries and adventures in the next video. Can't wait to see you then!